thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Howdy, everyone. We made it back from the Northeast. We went to the Northeast, and all we have to show for it is this lousy podcast. Episode 496 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing, recorded live from the corners of the Dakotas. My name is Tanner, and I'm in the Dean.
My name is Tommy, and I am in Sufu.
The Dean and Sufu both represented this week on Massenomics podcast. We are going to recap our adventures through New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. It was a whirlwind of a weekend. I am still trying to recover from it mentally, physically, and most importantly, in a sleep sense. But we're going to bring our A game tonight to go through all of that. We got a lot to get to. It was a whirlwind. Hopefully Tommy's collecting his notes as we're starting here because there's a lot.
I don't know if I could ever write all that down.
Before we get into that, I want to mention Texas Power Bars. It's the best damn barbell out there for powerlifting you can find. You get yourself the 29 millimeter seventh, count them. That's 7 generations of Texas Power Bars. Still have to figure out the details on all 7 generations, but this is the 7th, the 29 millimeter. Best bar for powerlifting. This just in. It is now FSA and HSA eligible purchase, the Texas Power Bar. So you can use some of your potentially tax-free, non-tax money to purchase that. Is that right?
Yeah. Plus, yeah.
I don't have an FSA account, so I don't really know. I can't speak to that. I'm a little familiar.
Did you say FSA and HSA? Did you say both?
Yeah, it's eligible for either one. Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's practically free.
Whichever one. Yeah. Pre-tax money. There you go. Pre-tax money. Someone get Jeff, get financial.
Well, isn't it the whole thing? It's like triple tax, triple untaxed. It's pre-tax and it comes out untaxed too. Isn't that the whole thing?
And I also don't know if Texas Power Bars, what their nexus rules are with the state, whatever state you live in. So possibly you don't have to pay sales tax.
This brings up an important question. Has anyone looked at what their legal proceedings are for how their business is structured in the state of Texas?
That's interesting. We know that they've been around for a long time. Yeah.
Are they incorporated? Are they an LLC? This might change how I feel about
LLCs back in 1980.
Does Texas even allow that in the first place?
Yeah. Is Texas a commonwealth? Does that make anything any different?
Yeah.
I think if Texas is a commonwealth, does that at all affect the tax and legal entity organizational
I think it's like
structures?
a republic or something, so it's different.
Okay. Regardless of your tax preferences or opinions, either way, get a Texas Power Bar at texaspowerbar.com. We saw all kinds of them on our home gym tour, which we're going to get to some of that interesting stuff here in the episode. You could be like the gyms we toured and have a whole full lineup of Texas Power Bars of your own.
This episode is also brought to you by JUGGERNAUT AI. I was thinking about this the other day. JUGGERNAUT AI, they used that AI term before anyone else was really doing it. Would you say they were the pioneers in the AI space?
True. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was them and Terminator.
They were the first two. Now look at us. JUGGERNAUT AI is the smartest program for you. Since 2009, JUGGERNAUT has been your trusted training resource, helping tens of thousands of lifters reach their goals. From beginners to world champions, JUGGERNAUT AI can help you. And this is how it works. You tell this program, this is an app, you tell the app about yourself and your goals for training, whether you're got a meet coming up or they're just trying to get stronger, whatever you're trying to do, the app will ask you a bunch of questions. It will then create an individualized program made specifically for your goals. And as you lift every step of the way, the program will adjust to your inputs, your feedback, and how you're feeling about things as it moves. And it learns about you every step of the way so that it can create the best program for you. I've been using Juggernaut AI for a few years now, 3 or 4 probably, and I've loved every step of the way. I would highly recommend it if you are in need of some programming or just looking to change things up. Give it a go. It's about $35 a month, but if you use code Massenomics, you can save 10% on the lifetime of your program. And to do that, you have to go to juggernautai.app. That is the website, juggernautai.app. When you're on there, you can use code Massenomics, and it will automatically save you 10% for the lifetime of your program. Thank you, Juggernaut AI.
Do we just jump right into the dirty details of this?
I think we got so much to say. We can't
Wild and
afford to
wacky
not get out there just right in front of this one and get to business.
It was one for the record books. Just overall, to summarize it at the very start, I think it might have been one of the busiest Massenomics trips we've ever done, right? It had to be up there.
This definitely had us pushing our limits as far as, not like in a bad way, just in like a physical and mental capability way. Those were some long days between travel, gym tours, just keeping the energy high, keeping the entertainment levels up. It's tough. It is so much fun, but it's work.
It was the trip was an absolute freaking blast. It's almost surreal, just like all the people and all the stuff, but definitely draining. Like we got home 3 nights ago, and I'm still feeling it from the trip a little bit.
I've been sleeping just the hardest I've slept in so long.
Like 2 nights ago, I went to bed at like 8 p.m. Last night I went to bed at probably 8:30, and it's because both nights I've just been insanely tired by the time that comes, trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning though, rather than it's a better place to start. Strike that, reverse it, flip it, throw it down.
The big surprise, I think we gotta frame what the big surprise of this whole trip was, is that we've been saying on the podcast and publicly that this was a Northeast trip to Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut, which that was part of it. But we did leave one little detail off the front of it, and that was that.
Crazy to call it little when it's that large of a state that we left out.
Well, we left out the biggest leg of the trip, and that was that the trip was actually starting in Buffalo, New York. We were going to land at the Cesnes. They were aware of that, tour their home gym, and then from there we were going to make the quick trip over to Rochester and surprise Keith at the No Wine Cellar. He had no idea about this. His wife was in on the surprise, though, and she did manage to keep it a secret. And so with that in mind, having to make it to Buffalo, do those 2 tours, and then go all the way across New York to start the next day meant that everything had to go correctly for that schedule to hold up. And Buffalo isn't like the world's biggest airport. So, there's, especially when you're coming from South Dakota, there's like 2 windows in time to get there, and it's about 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. That was kind of how the flights were working. And so if that first flight was off or delayed, we were just kind of like both in panic mode that it would really ruin the whole trip. And we got up at, like we always do, at 4:30 in the morning. We're at the Sioux Falls Airport. Takes off at 6 a.m., just like it was supposed to. And we're like, sweet, we are good to go, baby. We touched down in Chicago, I don't know, a little over an hour later. We touch down, we go to driving around on the runway, and the guy goes, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. Everything is on time. We're actually 20 minutes ahead of schedule, but unfortunately, there's an airplane at our gate right now. So we've been told it will be about 30 minutes. And we're like, 30 minutes? That's when our next plane starts boarding, because it was a very tight connection. And so we're just sitting. And then all of our phones.
And by sitting, you should say, I'm literally freaking out in my mind.
Yes.
Like absolute anxiety at a 20.
Just ramping up by the second here.
Cranked the anxiety up to 1,000 and jam, then bust the knob off with a hammer, because I'm just getting more anxious by the second. The whole,
and also
feels like everything is hinging off of it.
We're nowhere near our gate. I mean, I swear this airplane was parked out in the country, because you couldn't see the airport from the direction we were parked. And once he said, okay, we're going to drive to our gate, I swear we drove on the runway for 20 minutes to get to the gate. It was like we went on an actual road trip. And anyways, we're sitting there on the airplane and we're getting notifications that our plane is boarding. And it's like, dear God, the time is ticking here. We got to go. And we pull up to the gate and they said, hey, just so you know, there's a few people on this flight with trips to Buffalo and like 2 other places that have a very tight connection. So if you don't need to go, let those people go. And we're like looking, we're doing the math, and it says on the airport map that our gate is a half mile away, and it says it's a 13-minute walk. And we're like, well, we're clearly running. And it's like, okay, if we can run it twice as fast, like, do we make it in 7 minutes? Because if we do, I think we might be okay. And we got our bags and took off running. Like,
well, and first we had to get through the frickin', is it the jet? What do you call the?
Whatever.
And like, there's people okay. There's a person in a wheelchair that was not in a hurry, and I get like help. There wasn't a person that was permanently in a wheelchair. There was an old person that wanted a wheelchair to help get them off the plane. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why does that person need to go early? They were not in a hurry.
I get the entire plane.
And then I'm like, and then there people are walking that are helping her or him. I don't even know what it was. Are walking 3 wide, taking up the entire frickin' thing. And I'm like, you don't have somewhere to be. I get that you're in a wheelchair, but let's let the people that are in a frickin' hurry get going here first before the people that need a wheelchair escort out of here.
And that was the other funny part about the people that were in a hurry. We got off the plane with the other people that were in a hurry, and they couldn't walk any slower. All the people that were in a hurry could not possibly be moving any slower. And we're like, we gotta go. Like, move.
We're like, you don't understand. We're in a real hurry. Like, as in,
like, the guy in front of me who was up because supposedly he had to go early, starts letting people on the plane. Oh, go ahead. I'm in no hurry. I'm like, you're supposed to only be standing if you're in a hurry. I'm like, excuse me. Gotta go. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know it. I'm like, you didn't know it. They announced it to the entire plane. Do not get up unless you're in a hurry.
I would normally, when at all possible, prefer to be passive and not have to budge around people. But I was somewhat pushing people even. And when we were in that bridge thing, I was like, okay, we got to get by you. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like, move over now.
Yeah.
Once we did get out into the thing, it was like, do we need to run? And we both took off running. And the third guy with us was like, yeah, we need to run. And
there was a guy with us running in business clothes that took off running, and we quickly dropped him, and I never saw him again. So I don't know if he was a victim of the airport or what, but we booked it. There was a couple times we had to do a quick little walk break to catch our breath
because it was a long run.
It was
after sitting for several hours. Or
we got up at
not doing anything.
4:15. It was like didn't eat or drink anything. It's like, oh, we'll do that at the airport. So that took that out, and we took off running. We get to the gate, and it's like, last call. Anyone else? Anyone left? And the lady said we had like.
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, oh, you had 2 minutes left as we got on. And yeah, we were the last 2 people on the plane. So it was about as tight as it could get. And again, the reason why that is such a big deal is I think if we missed that flight, it looked like we probably wouldn't have gotten to Buffalo until that night, which means Buffalo wouldn't have happened. Buffalo, Rochester, those trips wouldn't have happened.
And also we did the scene from Home Alone because that's in O'Hare.
Yeah, actually, yes.
And we were in that hallway with all the flags.
Yeah, that's right. We were.
I thought of that like yesterday. I'm like, wait a second. We ran down that.
Yeah, we lived it.
Where it's like, run, Rudolph. Santa's gonna make it to town. We did that thing.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm. If not for the Pelotons, I don't know if we would have ever made it in time. But we did. If it would have been like 6 months prior with my knee, I never would have been able to. I would have been like, go on without me, Tommy. I'm never making it.
I'll go delay them at the gate.
Because without running, we wouldn't have made it to the gate in years.
Oh, we both said if it was our families with us, they would have just been like, nope, there's no way. There's no way this is happening. You can't shuttle these kids across the airport this fast.
Or if it was just people that didn't exercise at all, you could have never ran that far.
I told you when we sat down, I had the most insane calf pump of my life. I've never had that feeling. And I don't know if it was just, I don't know what it was, but yeah, man, I had a crazy pump in my legs once we finally got on the plane.
Yeah. All right. So then we did make it though. And it was a giant relief. Once we're on there, it's just like, we made it.
Yep. I mean,
forget that I've had to go to the bathroom for like 2.5 hours, and I hate going to the bathroom on airplanes. But We'll deal with that at the next stop, I guess.
Yep. We touched down at the airport. Buffalo, New York. Believe it or not, every single person wears Buffalo Bills clothing. Every single person. There's no debate about it. That's what's
The
up
Bills
there.
Mafia was real.
Yes, it was. We got our car. They promised us a Chevy Malibu at first, and then they took it from our hands and switched it out for a Trailblazer, I think, or a Trax. Chevy Trax. Put some miles on that hog, but headed over to the Cessnies. Oh, first, right off the bat, we this is just the recurring theme throughout the whole trip. Man, the Northeast does not know how to do gas stations. If someone from this part of the country introduced a modern gas station, they would just own the world over there.
They're not familiar with the convenience store aspect of the gas station.
The convenience. I'll actually just say the convenience part in general. They're not familiar with any part of convenience there.
You can get gas, but if you drop down a Casey's in the smack dam of the Northeast somewhere, everyone would be like, "Oh my God, what is this place?
Yeah.
Is this heaven?"
You mean this isn't supposed to be shitty? Eddie, I never got it. I gotta. I don't know if I say apologize to Eddie or just say I understand where he's coming from now. Crew member Eddie, he is a traveling sales rep of sorts. He spends a lot of time on the road. And I know one time he was saying how hard it is to find a bathroom when you're on the road in the Northeast. And I'm like, yeah, you go to the gas station, Eddie. And he's like, no, you don't get it. That's not how it works over there. Yeah. And after I've been there, I get it. Like, I think the first two gas stations we both went to both had signs that said no public restroom, which if you're in the Midwest and you have a gas station with no public restroom, you might as well just not even have a gas station at that point.
Yeah, people aren't going to give you any business.
No, there's
also, if you made the little convenience store area as terrible and small and shitty as those are, no one also, you would be out of business.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like, nah, I'm going to go to the good one that's like 50 feet down the road.
Yep. Oh, are we super old? Is it super dirty? Is there no food items? Is there no selection of anything? Check. Yes, all of the above. No public bathroom. Also that. It's like, that's basically every gas station in the Northeast, which is crazy. But that's how they all, does it also look like it was made 75 years ago? Yes, all that.
As long as our other critiques of the Northeast, that was the main one. I think the other one was our cell phones rarely work.
I mean, to be fair, we're on a small network called Verizon, so they might not have nationwide coverage. But just phones don't work in the Northeast. I mean, we're not talking. I will always give people a break in rural areas where it seems like there's no civilization, but
they shouldn't work where I live. They shouldn't work.
Yeah, we're in these what I would just consider cities, and they just straight up don't work. No bars. Like, this happened probably 3 or 4 times. We're going to leave someone's house. We're sitting there in front of their house. We put in the next destination and just the phones can't pull it up. And so we're like, well, I guess we'll start driving, hope we go the right way, and eventually it will catch it. And that happened multiple times.
I don't know what the reasoning is. I can't imagine it's like that for everyone that lives there, because it would be hard to use your.
I mean, does Verizon put them on a different plan when they see you're a local?
I don't know. That's what I'm like almost wondering. That it has to be something like that almost, because it doesn't make any sense that the coverage can be that bad.
I don't know. I've also heard that this is just me hearing things on the internet of, like, in bigger cities, people, or in certain areas, people make a much bigger deal about cell phone towers being around. And so could partly be why service sucks, because it's like here, it's like, oh, put a cell phone tower wherever you want. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. Those are really our only two negatives of the whole trip, was the convenience stores, not all that convenient, and the cell phone not working. The people and everything else went awesome. So.
Yes, it did. Yeah. We make it to the Cessnies. Yeah, we hit up a gas station finally. We make it to their house. Like true Buffalo hosts, they had buffalo wings and pizza waiting for us, and that was what we needed. First time we had eaten in like 9 hours of being awake, and they hit just right, and went down in their gym. Sweet basement gym, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I didn't really, because they train somewhere else a lot, so I see their videos training somewhere else. So I gotta say, I didn't realize they had as much of a home gym set up as they do.
I didn't either. Same thing. Like, I always, what's the gym they go to? Why can't I think of what that's called?
I'm not sure.
Starts with a Z, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they're on the certified training facility map also.
Yes, I can't think of what it is, but when I picture them training, I picture
Asylum.
Yeah, is it Zainol's Asylum or something? But
yeah, something like
that. I always picture videos, photos of them lifting there. And I know I have seen things at their house, but that's not what my brain goes to instantly. And when we went down there, what's so impressive is I did not realize how handy DIY craftsman skills that Matt has. And he has made some really cool stuff to accommodate their conjugate lifestyle that they live. And it was really cool to hear him explain how and why he made all the things that he did.
Yeah, nothing on accident. And what is it, Qui-Gon?
Yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn, right?
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yeah.
Really?
And also, we're not talking about like things made of wood. Like most things he's welded together to make them premium. Like it's
a lot of stuff he's like, oh, I just kind of made that, it's not the best. And I look at it, I'm like, yeah, it is actually like really good.
This is just
shitty.
So overbuilt and heavy duty.
Yeah.
Like really cool stuff. And they had multiple racks in their gym. I mean, won't get into it too much because, there's a full tour coming out, but multiple racks. They had that really cool forearm developer thing that they made.
I was thinking about that the other day, but I'm like, that is really sweet. I like that machine.
Yeah, that was good. Trying to think of just like the custom mono attachments that he made for the rack. Those are really cool. Showing us the straps, the safety strap system that he made for the rack too. Just really cool stuff that not really commercially available. Like there are kind of things, but that's what's so cool about these is seeing how people get resourceful to make the gym accommodate their style of training.
Yeah, and so when we go into a place, we shoot the video. Well, actually, you chat with everyone because you don't just run in and be like, all right, shoot the video. Mm-hmm. That's weird. So you chat with everyone, you shoot the video. Then we have to like get photos for the thumbnail, and we have to shoot an intro of the video, and then get a photo for Instagram and do all this stuff.
Get some B-roll for the intro.
Yeah, get some B-roll, and then by the time we're done, you get to chat for a few more minutes, and every time it's pretty much like, we got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Like not because we want to. Every time we could stay for hours more.
Oh, every one of these.
Every single place.
We could stay the entire day. Every one of them, it would be so easy to do. Like it wouldn't take any effort.
Fun.
Yep.
Like we're never are we like, okay, we all said everything we have to say. We'll go now. No. It's always like
we're literally telling stories on the way out. We're like, okay, the hard line is here. Like we have to go. We've passed it by 10 minutes already, but we have to go, and that's typically how it actually ends.
And I do think we did actually end up being about 10, 15 minutes past what we had scheduled out.
We did. We might have even been close to a half hour late, even I think, leaving theirs.
Right. So then the next stop was the total surprise of the trip that Big Keith's
a select few
wife, Big Stephanie, knew that we were in on it, but Keith himself did not know. We were headed to Rochester, which is a couple-hour drive down the road. We showed up there.
Was it a couple hours? Was it like 45 minutes?
Oh, something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't too far to get to Keith's.
Yeah, and we got there, and we had successfully still made it so Keith did not know we were there. He didn't see us walk up or anything like that. So the first time he saw us is when we knocked on the door, and he came to answer it, and we were standing outside of his door, which was a very fun moment to have surprise.
Yeah, it's so fun to just get to surprise someone like that. Totally catch him off guard.
Yeah. He just laughed like, you fuckers. You know, that was, and then got to hang out there. We toured the No Wine Cellar. We've seen the No Wine Cellar a whole bunch in pictures and videos and stuff before, but nothing ever does justice as being in a place.
No, it doesn't. And actually, that was maybe my biggest takeaway is this trip more than any of them. Basically, every gym we went into, my thought was, no, it's even bigger than I thought. That was pretty much every gym. And I don't know if it's a basement thing that does that or what, but because basically every gym we went to was a basement gym too. But every single gym was like, wow, actually bigger than I even thought seeing it online. And Keith's was no exception. His was even bigger. I mean, honestly, it looks even better in person. Like it was so cool. You know, he obviously has it at any moment's notice, totally picture ready and like cleaned up and ready to go. You know, the gym was awesome. And we had a really good gym tour there. and it was cool to finally see the
looked at
place.
his garage also.
Yeah,
We
I got to check out the
sign his
garage.
banner, and I put a tiny miniature hidden penis on there that I'll have to find someday. And he said no penises. Got to use his basement toilet, his new toilet.
Got to break it in.
And oh, did we break it in.
Yeah. And then we got to do blobs. And I don't know if you know this,
you
but
got the 80-pound blob.
blobs, there's a rich
Was that the one
history
that-
of blobs, and I'm a big history guy over here. And
You have always liked the history of
and doing the blobs, it's been the gym had blobs, and they're all unmarked, right? They're unmarked. So I just never knew. Is that the technical term? Am I saying that right?
No, that would be a different term almost, because you'd say they're the York side.
Oh, the York side. Okay, there you go. That's right. Yes,
something
yes.
different actually.
Yes.
So you'd say they're the York side, not the numbered side.
Yes, yes. Obviously, of course. And
Yeah, as someone that knows the history, I'm sure you know that.
right, yeah. Sometimes I play dumb, so everyone else doesn't feel bad for asking. And the gym ones, though, is like, I don't know, this one's kind of big. It's easier to lift. This one's way bigger. It's hard to lift. And that I never knew. And Keith has the actual numbers, the weight on all of
the
his
number side.
Yeah, so you actually know what they are. And so he set them up on the bench and did them and went through them all very easily until the 80. And it's like I could just keep breaking the ground with it over and over, but I couldn't get it. And it was pissing me off. I don't know. I probably tried it for 5 or 10 minutes. I couldn't do it. Could not do it.
I know you'd like halfway get it a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, because I could always just feel it. Grip is like when you got it, you got it. It's locked in. And I could just always feel it sliding a little bit. So finally, I had to call it quits. And then I watched you do it. And I'm like, oh, there is a technique to this. You got done. I walked over to the 80, did
it the first
popped
time.
it right up. And then I think I did it 3 more times. So there is just a little bit of technique that I was unaware of. And it really...
we were trying to explain the technique to you, but you hadn't really seen anyone do it.
Yeah, so I just still didn't. I just needed to see it, and then it all clicked instantly, and that felt like quite the accomplishment. Getting that, you know what that reminded me of? It was on the level to me of when we were flipping the 45s at Juji's and catching them, and like the 35 was a challenge. I kept struggling with it, and then the 45, I got it on like my first or second try.
Yeah,
and that's
like,
just it's just fun when you do those dumb little things like that. But yeah, that was a good time. Ate a lot of pepperoni pizza rolls, or what was the...
what do they call those? Pepperoni. Oh, dang it. It
wasn't pizza roll, but I ate a lot of them.
Maybe is it just a pepperoni roll? Is that
maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
They were good, though. Yeah, got to see the cats, got to see the whole gym. It was an awesome experience. It was really fun.
We got on the road from there. Was it dark by the time we left?
Yes, it was very much, yes. Because I don't think we left until like almost 8 o'clock. When our initial plan, I think, was to leave by like 5:30 or something.
Yeah, we were out. We were about 30 minutes late getting there, and we were like 2.5 hours late leaving just because we stayed around and bullshitted for a lot.
Yeah. But that was the one day we could do it, because it just meant we were going to be driving in the car later. It wasn't breaking any other schedule. And yeah, we hit the road, and it was actually, as far as driving goes, there was no crazy weather. There was no rain. I mean, the interstate at first was slightly busier leaving Buffalo, but even that cleared out a little bit after a while, and it was pretty smooth sailing.
We drive so late that eventually people just aren't out driving at that late of an hour.
Yeah, because I think we got to our hotel finally. It was like 11:30, 11:45.
Yep.
We did about 4-ish hours of driving, I think, right around there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so we were like south of Albany by the time we finally stopped somewhere.
Mm-hmm. It was sort of in the middle of nowhere too, but
yeah. We also still not sure how this pans out eventually, but we didn't pay for any tolls, but we sure went through a lot of them in the rental car. So I'm not sure when we get that bill and what it looks like.
I actually forgot about that. There was multiple times like, oh, we should pay this thing. Checking on our phone, it's like, oh, damn, don't know the license plate number. Well, we'll get that. And then we never would do it. And then we'd get back in the car. I actually totally forgot about that again. So, yeah, there'll be some bill. I don't know. I think Enterprise will pay that probably.
Yeah, they would. I'm sure they just were like, oh, we got you covered.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, that's not our problem. Yeah, toll roads.
That was future us's problem to worry about.
Yeah. Toll roads. Am I right?
I could do without toll roads, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Coming from a system where there aren't toll roads, I prefer not toll roads.
Coming from
you
a
made the
system
comment
where...
even one point in time, which I kind of agree with. when for out-of-staters and stuff, like
it's like hostile towards them. You don't
Right.
get how the system works. It's so confusing. It's
Yes.
like in wherever we're at in Ohio or California. Ohio, I think it was Ohio when we hit a toll road. You just got to a gate at the end and you just paid a fee. It was like, all right, I get it. There's a toll on this road. I pay it before you let me go. That's fair. You got me. All the other ones, I don't know. There's signs for text this, call this, do this. But yeah, we didn't do that because we didn't know our license plate while we were in the vehicle. So,
And we just really didn't want to deal with it.
yeah.
So that probably charges 3 times as much for.
Yeah, it'll probably be hundreds of dollars at this point. I mean, it's borderline predatory. I'm sure that's how they plan on making a certain amount of their money. It's like, let's just actually make this confusing to out-of-staters, especially people who don't have toll roads, and they will subsidize the rest of them because they'll just pay so much more.
Yes.
But anyways, we got up the next morning to go to Brian Koppelman's.
You know what the other thing I'll say about hotels, though? This is just
God.
because when you're checking in at midnight after a really long night, what you want to do is just get in your hotel room.
You want to say this, 1 room, please, and they say $1,000 because it's always too much. And you go, here's my card, and you want them to swipe it and say, here's your room key. See you later.
Yeah.
And it could not be farther from that whole thing.
The amount, someone here has probably worked at a hotel before. The amount of clicking and clacking that goes on back there with no questions even being asked. Like there's not like there's no feedback coming from us. It's just clicking and clacking away on the computer. And I'm like, what is going on?
Well,
what are you clicking and clacking back there?
The longest piece of buying something online is if you have to enter in your address. They don't enter in a billing address for you at a hotel. So what are they just typing and clicking away on? It's crazy. Like the process, both of these. And granted, it probably isn't like the most all-star employees working the midnight shift at these hotels in the middle of nowhere.
Let me assure you, it is not.
But I mean, they could not be any slower the way they're doing. I mean, I think the one check-in took maybe a little over 10 minutes. It just didn't make any sense. Eventually, I just left. I had to go to the car. I couldn't stand there anymore.
Doesn't make sense. What are you drinking? Anything over there?
Oh God, yes, I am actually.
What do you got there? Something from New York?
Got a Kirkland Pamplemousse. Actually, grapefruit, I believe is what they call it.
I got a little New York import. It's called a Rambler. Imported all the way from Texas to New York, and then back to South Dakota again.
Oh yeah,
that hits the spot.
Oh yeah,
hits the spot real good. So then we woke up the next morning, and we're on our way to B Cop's house.
Yep, and we were
in upstate New York.
We were talk about that view going across the Hudson River, huh, Tanner?
The Hudson River at about 8 a.m. with the fog
and the sunrise.
That hit pretty. And then the changing leaves in the back. You know, the changing leaves.
That was a view, man. That was pretty sweet. It was
cool. Going across there, I'm like, wow, this is like something out of a poem right here. Like, it's,
like I don't know what that means, but you're right. Yeah, that was pretty sweet, and we were definitely in the woods on this one. It felt like we had left civilization behind, even kind of for our standards. It felt pretty isolated out there.
Yeah,
and we pulled up.
Worse cell phone service.
Yeah, cell phone service was not in our favor, but Brian had some delicious local handcrafted sandwiches ready to go for us.
Oh yeah,
that really hit the spot. He had even had coffee for us too. Yep. And Brian, just like pretty much all the others, we probably did 45 minutes of chit-chatting before we had to be like, no, we have to get this tour started because we're just talking a lot.
Yeah, we're just going to, before we know it, we're going to be here and it'll be time to go and we will have not recorded anything.
I know. And I could have kept going. Brian has great stories. He's got lots of questions too. And it was a great time. But yeah, the tour started. We had no idea what to expect with his home gym. He definitely downplayed it. He said, it's like what did he tell you, Tanner? He has a pretty simple home gym, nothing too crazy. He might have been understating that just a touch.
Right. And we hadn't seen any pictures, so we did not know exactly what to expect, but it also was a sweet home gym of like filled with Sorinex equipment. Very nice home gym. It's also a very cool tour, and his, along with a lot of them on this trip, it is a gym tour, but our philosophy is that it's a bit of a podcasting gym tour where we're walking around the gym, recording a podcast. And with him a lot, we're chatting about his fitness journey and like how the home gym culture has kind of shaped his journey over the last couple of years. We're looking at the equipment too, but it's also like it's just conversation as we're going. And I think they're all kind of develop more and more into that as we go too.
They are. And this is probably the most we'd done that because we'd had a few, I don't know if you want to say personalities or noteworthy people that it's like, yeah, they got cool equipment and they have things to say about these, and that's fun, and that's the reason we're here. But they also have lots of cool insights and just stories on experiences in life. And we probably hit on those in these tours more than we ever have on any other video. I told you at one point, I remember I was filming, I'm like, this is just a podcast. That's literally what this is, just a podcast that's taking place with an interview, and there just happens to be some gym equipment that we go back to between segments and topics. And as me, the guy filming it, watching it through the camera, I'm like, oh, I'm having a great time. I could watch this all day. This is awesome.
Yeah. Brian's wrapped up. We were out of there pretty much right on time, I think. Actually.
Yeah, I mean, we had
on time to the last minute.
Yeah, we were like sticking exactly to the schedule at that point. It was,
there, like the map's not working, and we're trying to get out of there because we got to get going. And it's like, I think it's this direction, and we just start driving until we eventually get somewhere that we can get a map.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was on to Connecticut, getting out of New York and headed to Connecticut to go do Big Evans, right? Evans and Stepani's.
Yep, Big Evans, and same thing there. We got to his place, and it was funny. I think his daughter answered the door, and it's us two standing there, and she seemed confused, like, "What are you guys doing here?"
Yeah,
like, I can't even remember if you said is Evan or is
like,
your dad
Evan
here?
Around?
Yeah. And she's like, "Yeah," and then goes and gets him, and yeah, Evan greeted us in, and same thing there. We set up shop in the kitchen, talked for a little while, got caught up on things, and before we made our way down to the basement. And man, Evan has a vibe in his basement, maybe more so than almost any gym we've been to. Like it really does feel like this is what an old school bodybuilder would have and I'm not saying that he's an old school bodybuilder, but I'm saying he's kind of decorated it in that way he put wood paneling on the walls, and he has just a collection of magazines, pictures from Jay Cutler to people from like the 60s, just with like a piece of tape on the wall holding them up. And it's just such a vibe down there. It was so cool.
Yeah. And then these hand curated machines that he's like, the interesting thing here is actually we get wrapped up in this home gym equipment community where it's like, oh, you got to have the whatever brand leg extension, leg curl, because it's the stretch and stuff like that. And he's like so on a whole different level that he's not talking about that stuff. He's talking about the old commercial equipment that is like, no, you got to have the body fitness, this machine. You got to have the Cybex hack squat. You got to have
this Icarian, whatever, and it's because he trained at some of the best bodybuilding gyms. You would assume he's probably used about every piece of equipment that there was. And he's like, nope, these were the ones that always felt best for me. These are the ones that I like the most. These are the ones that made me feel good. And so these are the pieces I looked for. And that's what he's got in his basement gym.
That I'm excited for all the tours. That one, there was something about that one, just like the look of his basement and the way it went and stuff. When we got done, I'm like, I just think people are going to love this.
I know.
Like this tour, I was just like, I think people are going to be like, this is, that I just feel like people will be as excited watching it as we were making it, kind of.
And
I don't know why, but
it's a different gym. I don't know if we've ever been to a gym that has that many commercial pieces in it.
Right.
But
it's not big still. It's
no,
still
I
just
know. And he has them between, I'm just thinking like the hack squat, the leg press, the
calf raise, leg
raise,
extension, leg curl.
Yep.
Half of a cable crossover.
Mm-hmm. The
pec deck, chest fly, rear delt.
There you
fly.
go. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was the one like the humbler?
Pendulum squat in the other room.
Yeah. What was the one like the humbler? What was that thing? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. That That's another thing that's worth mentioning, actually, that piece of machine. You know, you'll watch the tour and you'll get all the background that he gives us on it. And I'm looking at it, and, you know, this is a machine from like the 90s, and is like, oh, these are highly sought after. You know, they don't make these anymore. Everyone wants them because the way you hit your back. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that is the Humbler.
Yep. It's just an older commercial version. I mean, the Humbler is commercial, but it's just an
Right.
older 90s commercial version of the Arsenal. What do they call it? The
Strength,
lat, the lat,
whatever, the
row, whatever.
And I'm like, oh yeah, there again, they already had that exact thing made, didn't they?
This was already figured out. It's just everyone just takes the idea and just tweaks it a little bit as time goes on.
Yeah. Should we do certified training facility and supporting our supporting members?
Yeah. Let's hop into that here.
Okay. First of all, in supporting our supporting members, this is a relatively newer segment of the podcast where we give back to those that give us. As we speak, I have packed up, I still have about 100 envelopes, gifts left to go to get packed up that are going out for this supporting mailer. By the time this episode comes out, my hope is that some people have started to receive theirs in the mail. I'm waiting till they're all done to send them all out at the same time, so it's not this staggered approach. And hopefully those are hitting people's mailboxes by the time this episode's released. For sure, this week, the week of this episode, people should be getting them. I'm very curious to see, because this is the largest mailing we've ever done by far. Curious to see how many get lost or get sent back, and people that did have the wrong addresses and stuff like that. So we'll see. But that mailer is going out. So thank you to everyone that got signed up before the line in the sand. We do have already some other really cool stuff coming in the works in the future here, in the relatively near future. So there still is reason to get signed up if you haven't already. You did miss out on that particular thing, but we got a bunch of other stuff coming soon that's going to be also crew exclusive. So you do need to get signed up to become a supporting member for a number of reasons. We just can't tell you what they are yet. We're going to be starting to release that for soon, but we wanted to actually get this mailer out to everyone before we start bragging up the next stuff that's going to come. One of the things you do get every week is supporting our supporting members. Like this week, Big Kai's and DIY hit 100,000 subs on YouTube and got his play button.
That is an accomplishment, man.
That's pretty sweet. Big Jose No Way variety went 8 for 9, totaling 747.5 kilograms at 92 kilograms. He got first place in his IPF meet and set an Ohio State IPF deadlift record at 300 kilograms. Big Darko celebrated his 3 years of business anniversary. Big Joe Guns competed at the USAPL Fall Festival of Power. First place in the 75 kilogram class, went 7 for 9 with a 522.5 kg total. Big Bup Mike competed at the Showdown at the Pit Strongman. He competed in the open 105 kilogram class, got a PR in the Viking Press Farmer's Carry and the 18-inch deadlift. Big Kareem finished a High Rocks race. Big Lisa got 4th in the 275 open strongman show that he competed in. Big Macho competed in his Ironman race, but did not finish due to injury. But we're still supporting you. You're still a supporting member, and no one can take that away from you no matter what. Big Derek. Big Derek was also on a Northeast tour, coinciding with our Northeast tour. He was visiting several crew members' locations, and we were just like a few steps behind him most of the time. So
he was warming them up for us.
Yeah. And this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated was Big Man Who Parks in Gym, Big MW Pig, Big Jason. Go give Unpaid and Underrated a listen. Our Bratty Little Sister podcast. And now, a certified training facility of the week. We just went and toured about 2 handfuls worth of gyms in the Northeast. Where should we go to do a little virtual tour from our certified training facility map? A lot of people, because of our tour, DMing now like, oh, when can you come to my gym? My first question is, are you a certified training facility? Because that is the number one way that we find gyms to tour in real life. It's also the number one way we find gyms to tour on the certified training facility of the week. So you're not going to get either more than likely if you're not a certified training facility. And that's just the fact. That's not like, I mean, yes, it's us trying to get you to sell something, but literally it is when we organize these trips, we do it based on the certified training facility map and then work around that. So if you're not a certified training facility, then what the heck are you waiting for? But now, tour.
I stumbled across one the other day that kind of caught my attention here, Tanner.
All right, great.
And
I like it already.
Little geography lesson. I'd never looked at this closely. We're going to look at a little place for the sake of easiness here. I'm going to say go to Cincinnati, Ohio. I did not realize that Cincinnati is basically Kentucky. It is on the river.
Pretty close, huh?
And the border is Kentucky. One side's Ohio, one side's Kentucky. And just what looks like on the map, southeast Cincinnati, which is actually Kentucky, there's a little place called The Pit. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Oh, The Pit. I found it. The Pit. Okay.
You got the first photo pulled up here.
Yes, I do.
All right. Right out of the gate, I got to say the aesthetics of this place are impressive. It is a good-looking, I believe this is a basement gym, right?
Looks like it to me.
I'm gonna do a little.
I can tell because he daisy-chained those lights on the ceiling.
He certainly has. So he's got a very well-lit basement. It looks like the floor looks very similar to Brandon's, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like a rolled Fleck flooring for sure.
Mm-hmm. And it's a very good, clean look there. He's got a 6-post rack with a Drink Spotter XL proudly on display. He has, it's kind of interesting here. Do you see on the front of that rack, it looks like he has some type of prime adjustable arm thing. Do you see those on the top of it?
Like, oh, yeah, on the top. I don't know what that situation is.
Yeah, because there's a pop pin of sorts to move those in position. And then he has those prime, like, rotator handles on that. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
I mean, the whole rack looks really nice. Got a lot of plates on there. Behind there, I don't know if he uses that as, like, a deadlift platform because there's another layer of stall mats there, of mats there.
That's what it looks like it could be, I think.
Yeah, then I can see some adjustable dumbbells. Looks like the Reppins are back there on a cart. Some other spin lock dumbbells of some kind.
It's got double adjustable dumbbell stations,
he's
doesn't it?
dedicated to it. I can see a wall control wall. It's kind of hidden right now. We'll probably see more of that later. There is, in the background more, there's some different machines. Maybe you'll look at the next photo. Maybe it'll show us more of that.
Yeah.
Yes, there is one machine. I think there's like a leg machine, leg extension, leg curl, something like that. But then the next photo we have, this guy, he's got a rep functional trainer, a plate-loaded functional trainer. I forget what they actually call these when it's standalone versus in the rack versus all that. But
so that's plate-loaded, or is it does it have stacks and you can add
maybe there's stacks and there is stacks and weight horns on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that at first. You're right. And then he's got, I think that's the Pegasus seat there, so you could do lat pull-downs probably on that same thing, possibly.
That's a pretty fancy functional trainer.
That is. There's enough distance between them.
Yep.
He has some storage in there, so yeah, it's not, it doesn't, maybe it's just the wide angle of the camera, but it looks like it's spaced out a little more than your standard rack setup.
If you wanted to buy one of those from Rep or any of the equipment we're talking about here at all, you could check out our affiliate page. Go to our homepage and then just click the affiliate button. Buy any of this stuff. We now have affiliates with most of the major companies. I could list them all, or you could just assume we probably have an affiliate. So if you're going to purchase almost any equipment, we do have discounts codes through some of them. If you look on the page, some of them there's no discount code. You can just consider it like giving Massenomics a friendly little tip when you're going to buy something anyways. Just do it through our affiliate code, and we get a little tip, just the tip, and then it keeps us motivated to keep doing the things that we do.
Oh, yes, it does. Next angle, he's got some bar storage. Looks like we got a red Cerakote bar there. We got a Mars bar. Some type of, I think the Cadillac bar maybe.
Cadillac bar.
I see a certified training facility flag. There's a Temple of Gains banner, and it looks like the Temple of Gains multi-flight there. You see that?
Multi-flight. So would that also be the Temple of Gains leg extension leg curl?
It definitely could be. It would not surprise me.
It's something
but
like that.
It does have It looks like red aluminum pulleys. So is
that
it
a
the Titan one?
Fitness?
Yeah, it might be the Titan one, which you got to try it at Home Gym Con. That is a nice piece, isn't it?
Yep. It's a sweet piece.
He's got that. There's a bench of some kind, adjustable bench of some kind sitting here. What do we got on the next one? Yeah, this next one then shows, I'm assuming what's his deadlift area. We got a chalk bowl. We got the Rogue, what's it, the 26ers?
Yep, the 26ers. Yep, there they are.
There's some different, the dumbbells are there. There's another flat bench, the wall control, a lot of wall control panels, tons of attachments. A whole mirror setup. You don't see a ton of mirrors in the basement gyms.
What's Hypertrophy?
Don't know.
Because he's got the double, the bookend banners there.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Are those the Berea lights that are daisy chains, or are they just like?
I think those ones are the Berea lights. I mean, they're the same style of it if they're not. But
are those red things on the hanging from the wall control daisy chains?
Oh yeah, there is some daisy. No, is that a daisy chain or a slingshot? I can't tell.
Oh, it could be a slingshot too.
Yeah, it's just the picture's just far enough away that it's hard to tell what's actually there.
I'm gonna say they're daisy chains.
Yeah, saw a lot of daisy chains on our trip out east. That's for sure.
Yes, we did.
I think just about every gym had them.
I think they just about did. Actually, everyone had daisy chains.
Yep.
Okay. The last thing I was wondering about the pit is, do you think you could get strong there?
Oh, hell yeah.
Get strong as hell in the pit.
It's a good looking gym.
Yeah, it's really good. You can also get as strong as hell in barefoot shoes. You go to barefoot.store. Both Tommy and I were rocking barefoot shoes on our trip through the Northeast. Came back from the Northeast. They survived the trip, and we've been wearing them again now. You got the new Oso Gen 2 in the black and white, which is a cool look. I also like the Ursus in the Terra color with the black sole. Something a little bit different. You could go the Ozo Noir, which is kind of almost like a faux dress shoe. Maybe you could get by wearing a dress shoe when you need to and still be comfortable instead of jamming your toes in some tight, uncomfortable toe box. You can wear barefoot shoes, or you can look at So Fresh and So Clean in the Arctic White Ursus, if you're brave enough to wear something that white and hope that it doesn't get dirty. Check them all out at barefoot.store. Make sure to use discount code Massenomics. It'll save you 10% on every order from Barefoot.
All right, back to the trip.
Well,
I should read an ad, shouldn't I?
Yep.
Oh, yes, I should. This episode is also brought to you by Build Fast Formula. Build Fast Formula are supplements that just work. Most supplements actually don't work that well because they're sold a lie, a vibe, a line, a boilerplate formula loaded with crap you don't need. You can't get better from clever claims and cool slogans. It's a placebo that only lasts so long. You deserve real results from supplements backed by research, not pseudoscience and hype. You deserve supplements that work, and that is where Build Fast Formula comes in. If you're thinking, all right, that sounds great. Well, what do I got here? What do they got for me? Well, they got a great variety of pre-workouts, protein, and dual nitric oxide support. So if you're into the nitric oxide products, they have your Vaso Blitz. When it comes to pre-workout, Full Blitz is their fully loaded pre-workout formula. If you want some protein, they got their 80-20 protein that's in a variety of flavors for whatever you're into. And then if you need something a little crazier, they also have Blitz 3D, which combines their nitric oxide product and their pre-workout product to really take things up a notch. And if you're interested in buying anything, you can use code Massenomics and save 10% on your next order at buildfastformula.com. You can also sign up for a subscription on any of their products, and that will knock an additional 10% off the order. So 10 and 10, that's a lot of savings. Buildfastformula.com, code Massenomics will save you today. Thank you, Build Fast Formula.
All right, now back to our regularly scheduled New England
should
trip.
I kick these looky-loos out of here?
Oh, yes, please. Get rid of these last stragglers. They hung around. They've been here since the friggin' pre-show. Get them out of here.
Yeah, so we're at
save
Evans.
save something for the
The show?
when this episode comes out.
Yeah. We're at Evans. In case people are wondering, he still is just jacked out of his mind.
Forearms are just insanely large and veiny.
I mean, I'm not going to limit it to
that?
just his forearms. I'll kind of say everything.
Yeah.
He's just
His forearms
jacked.
are the one thing that you could see not that were out from underneath of his clothing, probably.
Yeah, he is jacked. It's funny. He has all these little projects. He very much likes to work on things, have a project, tinker on something. And he has a lot of different things that he showed us. And, oh, yeah, it's cool. All the little hobbies he's got going on.
He's got some really cool stuff he makes that I want. Like those bags. I'm like, yeah, I want one of those bags. Those are freaking sweet.
Yeah, the bags, the mailbox restoration, the garden boxes. He's got a lot of stuff, and it's all very interesting.
We got out of there pretty much on time, and then we had to drive through busy Connecticut traffic to get to Gluck's house.
Yeah.
And I think we mostly made it there on time, right, though?
Yeah, I think we were like 15, 20 minutes early even.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we even stopped for lunch at Five Guys. That's like the only time of the whole trip we really stopped at a restaurant. At a restaurant the entire way, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did eat burrito place that's not Qdoba.
Oh yeah, that was Chipotle at the very end of the night. Yeah, but we're moving so like everyone's always giving us these recommendations for local eateries that are so good.
And it's like,
the way we plan our trip is we plan it with, if best case scenario, we have about a 15, 20 minute window, which means that for the most part, you're just stuck to going to whatever's on the interstate and quick.
We did absolutely see a drug deal in the back of the Five Guys parking lot.
Oh God, yeah. Yes. I mean, it was, to be fair, it was like a building over from Five Guys, one that was much more run down and sketchy looking, but yeah, neither person looked like they were in their best state of mind.
And there was cash being exchanged for some sort of form of goods.
For some type of tiny item over like a
Maybe
dumpster.
I like to think it was like literally on top of a dumpster.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, at first I thought they were digging garbage out of the dumpster.
Well, I'm like, why don't you hide that even just slightly better? Like they weren't even looking at us driving. I'm like, we could easily be a cop car.
Yeah.
You know, just hide that a little bit. Like go around that. Like it was just so in the open.
I know. Yeah. So we got to Gluck's, and man, I'm just trying to think of. It was
we got the tour of his whole compound there.
I know, that's why I'm just thinking through everything again. His gym is actually even way bigger than I know it's big because it's new. But typically in YouTube, they're kind of only shooting from like one or two angles.
Certain
usually,
angles.
the equipment's kind of up against a wall. It's not in the middle of the gym. It's usually in a corner or closer to a wall. And I really never got the impression for how big his gym actually. I mean, it's huge. It's a ton of.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put probably half a Massenomics gym or more in that thing.
Yeah, it's probably a couple thousand square feet. He knows, I'm sure, but
yeah, I would think.
It's the turf inside of there is really cool.
Yeah.
It all does seem very big, very new, very nice. He's got taken extra, because it's also his recording studio. It's extra care taken with the lighting, flooring, sound, even pretty much all of that stuff. He kind of has fine tuned for his recording situation there.
Also, the most racks we've ever seen in a gym, right?
A lot of racks in there.
Right? Didn't he
There's
have
the Maxim magazine?
Did he have 4 racks set up? Is that how many? Or
there was 4 racks set up in the gym, yeah.
Which is funny. That's more racks than Massenomics gym has,
That's true. That is actually true. Then some of the cooler stuff was we toured the back, his storage area, which was, he had a collection of awesome vintage weights.
Oh, he's like a sneaky vintage weight collector,
Yeah.
Doesn't really put that out there.
And he's weight collector. He's got, a really good collection of vintage weights. Some of them he's starting to get on. He's just in the process of getting them on display, actually. But like right now, they're all stuffed in the back, and we start
just on a weight
tree,
like it's no big deal.
Yeah, I'm like, you got some really nice vintage weights back here. Like not just kind of good vintage weights. You've got the good stuff back here.
Yeah, it was really cool to see that. I mean, you could honestly say though his entire storage room is the good stuff of just other stuff too. Like it's funny that that storage room, which that's what it is. It's just where he keeps extras, spares, or other things. a lot of home gym owners would be like, yeah, I'll just take anything from here. Like this is all the good stuff.
True. It is all good stuff. Anything else about us too? We sat and Gluck and Winnie sat and chatted for a long time, talking shop. It's fun stuff you don't get to really.
YouTube,
they're always busy. We're always
stuff.
busy. So whenever we do see each other, it's always just like really short. And
you're right. Actually, I never really thought about that. Is that every time we do run into each other, which isn't often, but it's like, nope, we're all here for work stuff. So good to see you. Good to see you. We'll say something quick, and then we both got work to do.
Right. So it's probably the longest we've ever got to talk to him in person about anything, which is really fun. I know it's beneficial for us. I'm guessing it probably is for them a little bit too, because you don't get to have those conversations all that often. So that was really cool. And then that was our third stop of the day, our third tour of the day, but that wasn't all. Saturday was an action-packed day. We actually had to go to our fourth tour of the day, get on the road to our third state, which is Rhode Island, for none other than Basement Brandon's gym. And by the time we got there, it was dark before we even went in. Yeah. It was maybe like 7:30 p.m. by the time we got there, I think.
Yeah, 7:38, something like that. And we realized, we were pumped to be there. It was very, very exciting, but this is where we were really pushing our limits of 4 gym tours in a day, and that much travel that gets to be, and also when you're following up with what the day we had the day before, that's pushing the limits of what's possible.
Yeah, that pushed it. I had a little white monster that like the Sissons had given me. I had a little bit of that at 7 p.m. just because I needed a little, I was starting to get pretty tired by that time. And that's like, you can't record YouTube videos, good ones, when you're like dragging ass. That's not an option really.
No, especially with Brandon's, where you got a lot of ground to cover in there.
And Brandon's is definitely bigger to me in person.
Yes,
when you get in there,
in every way. Like his actually probably surprised me the most how much bigger it felt, because
that one really surprised me, because you do just see certain angles, and you never see in all the gyms. You see this side or that side or this corner or that corner, but you never see it also with the middle in mind.
Yeah,
so you don't really know how big the space in between is.
Right, and also because it is powerlifting, it's like, well, yeah, this is the deadlift area, this is the squatting area, this is the bed, and like you just kind of see those 3 areas. So like to actually move around in the space, it's just a way different feeling.
His also is very much a wow factor when you go in it, between the flooring, the lighting, the color matched Stormtrooper. It just feels like there's
no detail that's overlooked in that white to white gym.
No, it is really. It's a one of a kind also in its way, where it's like, no, I've never really seen anything quite like that.
And it's all the good stuff. Like there's nothing in there that's
it's all the really good stuff.
No, there's nothing in there that's this is fine,
works,
but yeah,
make it work.
You definitely want to upgrade that someday. It's like, I don't know what you could upgrade in here. There's nothing that you could upgrade. It's so good.
Any upgrade would sort of be a lateral movement at a certain point, where it's like, maybe something's better about it, but something's probably worse too.
Yeah. So much of that is just the best of the best. Basically, every piece has been customized for branding or colorways.
The Naked Squatter is on it. The Brandon Naked Squatter is all over everything. That one's cool, of course. I've talked about it when we've had him on, and we talk about it in the tour, but 15 years ago, I was watching his YouTube channel.
I know.
And as someone that Massenomics didn't even exist to us yet, we were, it was just someone that was going to the gym, lifting, kind of doing powerlifting. And he was a YouTube celebrity that I liked watching his YouTube on the internet. And then you're like, 12 years later, you're going to be there in his basement doing a gym tour with him, because he's your buddy at this point.
Because we both just never knew when to quit.
He's got the same recipe for success that we found over the years, is just never quit.
You can go back and look. I'll never forget. It was the first powerlifting meet we ever did, Tanner. What year was that? 2014? 15, something like that. It was just you and me. We made the trip all the way across South Dakota to the Black Hills. And you've made a little vlog out of it, of the meet day experience. And I think Brandon left a comment of, it was just like, good job, guys, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember that was the craziest thing in the world to me, that, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, that he left a comment on a YouTube video. That was so mind blowing at the time. And a decade later, we're at his house. So it's funny how things can go.
Yeah. We finished up there, and then we drove still. We drove until almost midnight. We went north towards Massachusetts. We got into Massachusetts. We got on the west side of Boston and tried to find a hotel that did not cost $500 because the Patriots had a game on Sunday morning and we were coming in on Saturday night. So we were trying to find some place that was not insanely expensive. We did actually find a Holiday Inn Express that was
just the old go-tos. Your Days Inn, not Days Inn, your Holiday Inns, your the Hamptons, those ones like that you can usually count on just a certain level of consistency, usually in that $150, maybe up to $200 range. We're all showing up as $350, $400, $420, like so insanely expensive, which isn't exactly what we're trying to spend on a night on this. So we're like, oh, we can just drive like 20 miles to the west, and all of a sudden the prices drop by by more than half. So we drove just a touch more. Again, waited, 20 minutes, something for the front desk lady to clack away before we could be granted our key.
Just clicking and clacking back there.
Actually,
just
she was the
clacking
one,
away on that.
It was funny because we walk in.
Yeah.
This is what usually we do. We look around online until we find a place that seems like, yep, that's the one. And then we just walk up to the desk and we go, hey, can we get a room? Yeah. And I think we walked up and you go, yeah, do you guys have any rooms? And she goes, yeah. You go, okay, we'll take one of those. And she goes, okay, so we do have one king bed. And you're like, how about something with 2 beds? Oh, yeah, I can look for those too. I guess there was some misunderstanding about the way you said it. She thought we were looking for
I said it kind of funny. I mean, I did say she said something about having rooms. I'm like, yep, we'll take one of those. I thought it was kind of
you said we'll take one.
Yeah.
And she took that as 1 bed.
Right.
Then it's like, oh, no, yeah, we have double queens too. It's like, yeah, that's actually what we want here. And then half hour later, after she got done typing, we had a room key.
Nobody knows why it takes that long. Drop a line in the comments of why the hell. Let me know why, either serious or funny, why you think it takes so long. What they're doing back there. I think they're playing Snake on the arrow keys on the computer. I think that's what's going on. But it was midnight again once we got settled once we got into our hotel room. It was midnight again, actually. And then Sunday morning we were up early, 6-something o'clock again, because we had 3 tours on Sunday. Did a little hotel breakfast action. Not a long drive, just maybe a 20-minute drive to Jose's garage gym and garage gym / surf shop.
Yeah.
For Jose
is a surfer.
I had met Jose at Home Gym Con. You'd never met Jose. And he, of the tour, did he have the most, I don't know, not basic's the wrong word, but just his was the smallest footprint.
Yeah, it was probably the simplest gym out of all.
Yeah, it was the smallest footprint of everyone.
Yeah, because we saw some pretty elaborate setups on this trip.
Right. But his is also an interesting one in the mix because of what he's doing, where he still parks 2 vehicles in his 2-stall garage. You get to see how he does that and still has a gym with everything you need, actually. He's not skimping on things, between rack benches, barbells, deadlift area, dumbbells, he's got it all there.
I mean, he has just as much stuff, if not more, than what I have in my home gym.
Right.
And what's cool about his too is surfing is an actual hobby of his. I didn't realize you could surf in the Boston area over there. And so a lot of his training is based around, staying fit and healthy enough to surf when the time comes.
And he's got some specific tools and some specific equipment, and the way he uses stuff to actually cater to that for training for that is pretty sweet, actually.
Yep. It was really cool.
Also had a sweet Lego collection.
He had a really good Lego collection. Yeah.
Had the Millennium Falcon, the enormous one that probably weighs like 50 pounds.
A lot of pieces. The actual assembly book for it is something like 1,000
He also has
pages.
a Peloton. He was holding out on us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. Sneaky Peloton owner over there.
Yep.
So we got done at his place, and then we made the trip over to Big Matt's. Friendly neighborhood lifter.
Chris.
Oh, sorry,
Big
Chris. Matt.
Yeah.
Yes, Big Matt.
Yeah, friendly. I was like, wait, did you go to a Matt's also?
I'm thinking of his last name, which
yeah.
not Matt, but
Right.
it's an,
Starts like that.
yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Big Chris's, and oh God, just talk about memorable experiences, man. Chris, just I mean, from the hospitality to the gym to the living easy room, man, it did not disappoint. Actually, we had no idea what to expect really, and what a crazy place, huh?
One other thing I just thought about, Jose, the common thread of things, like you even mentioned when you that, it's like we were talking, and I'm like, yeah, Jose's the guy that did this, sent us this, invented this, like in the Massenomics community, like, it's like I never even met this guy before, but I know him for all these things that he's done in the Massenomics community.
For example, I had never met Jose. Like my only impression of him is it's a guy that Tanner said he ran into at Home Gym Con, and he was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And besides that, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that's it. That's all I know. And then as time goes on, he's, I'm the guy who did the statistical probabilities of you guys wearing the same T-shirts.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Talked about on the podcast. Yeah.
I'm the guy that asked the question of when you're counting sets, a set of 10, do you do it 2 sets of 5, 1 set of 10, some other combination, which has been a recurring theme lately. He was that guy. Yeah. Wasn't there one other thing?
He sent us some terrible jalapeno sparkling water.
Yes, that's right. And I'm like, oh my God. I've actually had, not only have you shaped some of the content of this show, some of the discussion points, you've even sent us things in the past. And once you can finally put a face to all of it, it all just makes so much more sense all of a sudden. It's right. You can connect the dots. But until then, it was just, I don't know, some abstract person out there was doing these things.
And then back to Chris's, we're pulling up. He lives up a really steep driveway. Mm-hmm. And you made the comment when we're going up there, like, feels like we're pulling up to like Batman's lair or something. The way you're like,
exactly what I said.
To this. And it turns out we were.
Yes. We got there, and it was so great. I mean, you made a post on Instagram of it because we got there, and he goes, "Hey guys, we'll get down to the gym where we lift hard, but let me show you where we live easy." And we go to his upstairs.
And we had no idea
house.
this existed.
Oh, no clue. And I'm just, when you walk in, he has all these original like comic book cells, comic book pages that he has collected over the years. And I'm thinking, oh, damn, this is really cool. And it's going up the stairs.
Just up the stairs, just up the stairway. I'm like, oh yeah, he's showing us how he decorated the stairway. This is pretty sweet. Like it's got all this all this Batman stuff on it. And I'm like, this is a really cool stairway.
Which was novel and cool. Like that alone had me impressed. And then we got upstairs and my mind exploded. It was
I think I'm recording it and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, it's like shocking when you don't know what you're walking into.
The collection of action figures, figurines,
comic books,
arcades. I don't know. Did he have, 12 arcades up there or something like that?
It was an arcade. It was literally an arcade.
Yeah.
Like
it was so cool. Just the collection of everything up there. I mean, I think you've made the comment like, yeah, this is pretty much maxed out. There's just not room for anything else.
Okay. No, I mean, you couldn't collect like there's
you could have sat up there all day and still not even gone through a tenth of what's there.
I would have liked to just played the games.
Oh God,
honestly. We didn't get to play any of the games.
All these classics. Like for me, he has like Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like just all these classic fighting arcade games. God, I think
actually hard for me to even focus on a single thing. Like I couldn't really like name you what any one thing in there was.
No,
because there's so like you couldn't really like.
There's so much to look at.
You're just like marveling at the endlessness of it, like, and you can't appreciate an individual thing because you're just taking in the whole picture. You know, you don't notice the individual parts ever.
No.
You know, you'd have to be there way longer to start to look at that.
He had I'd never seen this before. There's basically an arcade video pinball machine. It was super cool. Like when he was showing us it,
yeah.
I just had never seen one of those in my life. I'm like, oh, this actually makes sense that this is a thing, but even that never knew it existed.
It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. And then, we got the gym tour started. He also has an unfinished basement, so he has almost unlimited room to dump stuff into. Yeah. And he has a lot of, what's interesting about his setup is because, he does compete. He's competed in powerlifting meets. He's just recently did a figure show, and he was in prep for another figure show in just a couple of weeks here, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Physique,
was it 2 or 3 weeks out, something like that?
Yeah.
And, he'll go, and he had quite a few machines, but he's not afraid to, order a machine off of Temu or Alibaba or whatever, a cheap machine.
Yeah.
I say cheap, like, as in just not expensive.
Alternative options.
Yeah, kind of getting a no-name thing and being like, yeah, I'll get this. And if this helps me do what I need to do, I don't care that it's not commercial grade because it suits his needs. And so he has a lot of functionality that he's getting out of his gym because he has all of these different machines that enable him to do lifts that you wouldn't normally be able to do in a just typical home gym setup.
Yeah, some of maybe like the largest number of machines that we've seen in a gym almost. I mean, there's just tons of them in there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Did he have 10 maybe? Maybe
probably at
something
least,
like that.
Yeah.
He had like 3 different racks, some
we tried some out and messed around with this. We did some on video even trying them out. And are we talking about the thing that he made for us? The thing that the design.
Maybe we'll unveil that on a bigger thing,
right?
Because
he made something unique for us.
Was maybe the best piece of fan submitted Massenomics artwork ever,
right?
In all the years of us doing this, but
we might actually, he wants us to do it, and I think we might actually sell something of this, and give him credit in that it's created by him.
Yeah, maybe we should just wait on that one because there is more there. So maybe stay tuned for the little piece of collab artwork.
Really cool, like of all this cool stuff we're seeing. Then he busts this out, and I'm like, oh wow. Then Big Boston Derek came. We had talked to him, let him know we're going to be in the area, so he came to hang out too once the tour was finished. So that was also really cool. He had never met; they hadn't met before, so it was more local crew able to meet up. So it was fun.
And then his wife, Emily, made lunch for us. God, it was awesome. So good. It was so good. She had these burritos. Okay, they were really just good. So insanely good. And we got done eating. They're like, do you want us to pack one up for the road? And in my mind, I'm like, this is too good to not eat another one of these. So yes, pack me up another one. And they go, there was 2 left. We threw one in there for you too, Tanner. And we got in the car.
Him about 30 seconds into the car.
We
bust out those
we
burritos?
bust them out. And Tanner, I think you go, God, like this should be in a restaurant. It's that good. I'm like, I agree. This is amazing. It was, I don't even know. It was just like a breakfast burrito, with bacon, but man, she had some special seasonings or something in there because that thing was made to perfection.
They had all the MarcoFactor macros of everything ready too for everything that we ate, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was a great stop, great experience. Can we also say on the way there, remember when you go, man, we're pretty close to his house. Look how old that cemetery looks. The gravestones are shaped like regular ones, but nowadays, I don't know, a gravestone is,
couple inches thick.
Yeah, maybe even 8 inches thick.
Yeah.
And these things look like just, I don't know, an inch or 2 thick. Looks like you could punch through them if you wanted. Yeah. It's like, God, that's got to be old. And then there's a church and it says like established 16, or 1680 or something like that. Yeah. And everyone has these stories, all these places, because everything over there is so old. In our part of the country, 1900 is old. Like that's, unless you're talking Native American something, it's like 1900. And then it's just nothing survived pre that because it just gets destroyed. But like everyone has a story of like, oh yeah, George Washington was at the neighbor's house and George Washington was over here. Like there's so many.
Evan did have a George Washington story, and so did Jose. Jose's in Concord, so that's actually a pretty historical.
Well, and that's too. I mean, Chris had the same thing. Didn't he say like, oh yeah, the Continental Army, they was just down the road here for like everyone has a George Washington story, which is, I guess, it's just so different than what we're used to here, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, everything's just so old and there's so much history, obviously in that part of the country, but to be there is a whole different thing.
And let me tell you, Tommy would not stop about the history.
When it comes to the history, I'm all ears.
Then on the road for our final tour back to Connecticut to tour Waffle Iron Gym, and they really flipped the script on us after surprising Keith with the gym tour. So we pulled up to Waffle Iron Gym. We walk up to the house, and I'm like, I think the garage door just closed. Like it was just closing as we walk up. I'm like starting to think, are we in the wrong place? Like, why would they be like closing the door on us? And there's a bunch of cars there,
but there's clearly workout stuff around, so it's like, well, we're not in the wrong place, but maybe someone didn't hear us coming and they closed the door on accident.
And then we're like looking at different entry doors, like where are we supposed to go in, and we can't see anyone around, and we're kind of standing in front of the garage door, and I'm like gonna start knocking on the garage door, and just right about that time it starts to open up, and it got about halfway open, and I'm like, okay, I realize they're doing the scans reveal thing.
Yeah, they're doing a garage door reveal.
Like scans stuff. He's like doing the scan. Waffle Iron's going to do the scans thing. And it's not until it's open completely, and I'm staring right at him for like a couple, like at least a solid second, and I'm like, oh my God, it is scans.
Yes, scans
like this is
here.
They're not doing a scans reveal. This is scants reveal, like, you know, like this is scants, and that was the funnest little secret that they had on us.
I knew how so Keith felt to get surprised, you know.
Kind of did. Then at that point I'm like, oh yeah, you are just like in shock. You're like, what's going on right now?
I know. How are you here? And Scants, how far of a drive was this? Oh, it was only 8 hours. It's like
I'm retired.
Yeah, only 8 hours. What did you come here for? Direction. Just to surprise you guys.
Gotta say, it was totally worth it.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
It was, that moment was really worth it, where it's like, oh my God, that what a good, and they did it perfectly with the garage door opening. Like you couldn't have done it better.
Yeah. Yeah, so Steve Scants was there. Steve had his training crew there. And man, we had sort of an idea in our mind of what this gym was, and it was just on a whole other level.
It was like that times 10.
I know.
Yeah. It was like what we thought times 10.
I feel like we've said this now multiple times, but some of the just most unique variety of equipment we've ever seen.
I know we said that, and you're like, how can they all be unique? And I'm like, I don't know. They just are.
They are. I'm telling you.
No two places are even remotely, like out of the 9 places we went, I don't think any 2 of them are even comparable to each other at all. Actually, it's okay. Stevens, absolutely nothing compares to that. Chris's,
nothing.
Never been anything that compares to that. No. Evans, nothing compares to that. Gluck's, that is a one of a kind thing for obvious reasons. Brandon's, nothing is like that. See, let's see where else. The No Wine Cellar. Yeah. Okay, so maybe you would say the No Wine Cellar and the Cesny's are the closest to, because they're both basement gyms, I guess. But Cesny's have all the stuff that Matt made, and it's all geared towards.
Well, it's the most conjugate style gym we've ever been to. As a home gym we've been to in any training. Yeah, not even close. And then Keith has like a pretty impressive variety of vintage stuff that you don't typically see, especially with all the Yorks. And
like the amount of weight that Keith has in his is just wild. And then he also has a garage.
Right. And Keith's gym is set up to accommodate groups coming in there. Like that's most of these gyms aren't or don't do that.
Racks in there.
Yeah. All these different benches. And then he has all the photos of the people that have been there over the years too, which is another cool touch that you don't see in many of these gyms. So they just all have their own unique thing going on. And yeah, it's for the sake of, we have this spot in our home to work out. They all go about it so differently.
Yeah. So Steve Waffle Irons, basically, I mean, in short, he has a garage gym, he has a basement gym, he has an outdoor gym, and half gyms in between all of those spaces. It's like Waffle Iron's Funhouse is what I would say. It's kind of like,
it's actually the better way to think of it, is Waffle Iron's Funhouse, and that gets you closer than saying Waffle Iron Gym.
Yes. You got to see the tour, honestly. Like, I don't even know what amount of describing we could do that would really do any of that justice.
Mean, there's conjugate stuff. There's Kaiser air machine stuff. There's a power runner. There's jump training. There's sprinting devices.
Some of the stuff that I just probably will never see in another home gym tour ever. Like,
it's probably one of the widest variety of training types we've seen in a gym before.
It's a 15-foot upright standard in the backyard. He has a 40-yard sprint track.
Has a pole vaulting pole.
Dodgeball arena.
4 different weights of shot puts.
Yeah. A javelin, a pole vault. A pole vault mats.
Just like everything you need to do a track and field meet.
Yard,
it was good. It just kept feeling like, okay, I think I've got my head wrapped around this. And then you go to the next one. It's like, oh, no, I don't have my head wrapped around this.
Something we worked on over the trip that we've started to do different. I don't know that many videos have come out where we do different intros where there's the video, but then we actually have this somewhat staged or somewhat scripted intro that we do. I wouldn't say scripted is the right word. We kind of come up with it after we record the video. We come up with what the intro is going to be. And some of them are really fun that we did on this trip. And my favorite might be Waffle Iron Jim's intro.
This is really good. By the time the edit gets applied to it, it's going to be perfect.
It's freaking funny. Gluck's was good because it was pretty original too.
Yeah,
people are going to like Gluck's
starts
intro.
out feeling like you're in a Gluck video for sure.
Yeah. Some of them are more standard, I guess, but I guess it'll be fun to in the future what we can figure out how to, do those differently for different people. But Waffle Iron Gym intro is really fun, I think.
Yes, it is.
There's some good cameo in that one too. So that one will be pretty sweet. So we finished up there. Had to drive to the airport. We actually got to the airport with not tons of time to spare, but we weren't rushed at all.
Yeah, enough to sit down and eat some food for a minute before we hopped on the plane.
Then got home. We connected in Minneapolis, landed in Sioux Falls at 11 p.m.
I'll say this. I'm not going to give anything away, but we got done at Steve's, and it's like, oh, we did it. We did the whole trip. We definitely pushed ourselves to the limit. We know that doing 4 trips, 4 gym tours, and that amount of travel in a day is that is the limit. You can do 4 in a day, but preferably it would be less travel.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, finally we can just turn it all off. We can check
9
out.
9 tours, 10 videos, 2.5 days. We flew 1,000 miles there. We drove 1,000 miles.
Did we drive 1,000 miles?
We drove 1,000 miles touring. We were in 4 different states. We probably drove in the car for 10 hours. We went to bed at midnight every day. We got up by 6 a.m. at the latest every day.
And here's the other thing. You do not realize it. Think about the last time you went into someone's house for the first time. Some of you.
A stranger. Well, not a stranger,
but
but
just
like
someone you've never been to their house before. Like some people listening to this, you might say, I don't know. I haven't been to a new person's house in years. And that's not that weird, honestly.
Right.
You might say, depending on where you live.
their house, not like literally like you are a guest in their house.
You're using their bathroom. You may be eating some food there. You're going into multiple rooms in their house. It's not like you said hi at the front door and they said, oh, come in for a second and stand here. Like you're hanging out. And think about the last time you went to someone's house and did that. And now think about the last time you did that to 9 different people's houses. And it's just, it's such a wild thing. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is it's just the most overwhelming, craziest week.
Mentally.
2.5 days. So draining.
Yes, mentally.
We're going to the airport.
It's awesome.
Oh, it is. It is. Yes. This is not to sound complaining. Just
it's like it does drain you. Like it takes a lot out of you.
Yes. And we're on the way to the airport. And it's like, oh. Just finally, the brain.
We did it.
The YouTube.
It's almost like we did it.
Yep.
We did it. Everything. Like it. We did it all.
Just kind of check out for a little bit here. Yeah. And I don't know. We're sitting in the airport waiting to get on the first plane, and a certain text comes in like, hey, you ready for the next opportunity? Here it is. And let's just say
it is pretty big.
This is maybe one of the biggest opportunities we've had. And it was dropped in front of us. And it was like, wow, okay. So we thought we were done and we're 45 minutes in and we're not even done.
And I'm not even lying. This isn't the way it's playing out, but we were like, do we get home on Sunday and turn around and fly back out on like fly somewhere else on like Thursday. Like, are we going on another trip in like 4 days?
And
that's about what it was.
That was discussed for a moment even.
Well, it was like, not just, we were like, I think that's what we have to do. And it's like, we're also dealing in an arena that we're not particularly as accustomed to and stuff. And
yeah,
this will all make more sense in the future. We just literally can't talk about it yet. But
it's like the thing of a movie where like, you did the job. Good job. You can take a load off, relax a little. And then
it's like
the movie's
like
winding down.
Weapon. It's like the end of a Lethal Weapon movie. And it's
and they're just setting it up for an obvious sequel. Like, well, the sequel's going to be crazy.
Then it's, who's the black guy from Lethal Weapon? Is it
I can't
Danny
think of
Glover?
Yes. Right?
And it's like, yeah, and then they like, he calls Danny Glover and he's like, oh man, I'm getting too old for this shit. And then he's like, back up. He literally just sat down on the couch like 30 seconds ago with his,
except for us, the couch is the airport to go home because we haven't even got home yet.
And it's like, holy shit, we're going again. And it's exciting opportunities.
Well, that's what we said. It's like, man, what we're slowly realizing, we came to after this trip so that basically brings us to the end of the trip. I mean, we'll touch on Tanner's drive home here in a second, but basically our takeaway was, so Massenomics is kind of at the point where it's just actually something every single month. Some months there's multiple things. And I'm not saying a thing of like, I'll make a YouTube video. I'm saying it's basically to the point where
every week.
Yeah. Like that already happens every week. I mean,
YouTube and the podcast are just things that are going to happen every single week. And that's not even like,
we also have a secret trip next week that we're going on. Like, and
true. That was the thing too, trying to arrange the next thing. We're like, well, we have various trips coming up that like,
we already have a trip 9 days from now that we're leaving on again.
Right.
And then we kind of now have something the next month and something that it's like, no, there's just something every month.
In addition to a new drop every month.
This is just in addition to everything we've been doing forever. Like now there's there's basically a Massenomics meetup every single month is what it's turning into, or a trip we're doing. And then we also realized, if we actually had regular hourly jobs where you punched in and were on the clock and you wouldn't, it's like actually Massenomics would not be a thing. Like it just wouldn't work. It's at the point now where it just demands more and more and more and more all the time. And it's like, we got done with the meet. Like, can take a break. And it's like, no, we're planning this trip. Oh, and by the way, Black Friday's coming up, which is the biggest time of the year for all of our merchandise stuff, where you got to have all this stuff ready to go.
You've got to have like 3 months of stuff in 1 month, pretty much.
Yeah, and the content thing never stops. And also, by the way, don't forget to keep working out too. It's just unlimited things.
And Massenomics is going well, is why that's the
and that yes, like these are all happening.
Massenomics is going really well right now.
Right,
overall,
that's why all these things are happening.
Metrics.
It's just like everything is clicking, firing on all cylinders. It's not like, oh God, what's the next thing gonna be? We got to try.
Like, what are we even gonna do?
Yeah, we got to figure something out here. It's like we know exactly what we need to do, just more of what we're doing, and those opportunities keep coming up too.
Yeah, the gym tour thing in general, I think, with these ones hitting between now and the end of the year, plus what's coming up, I just think it's going to explode a little bit.
Well, we talked about how many gym tours do we have now officially filmed that are just sitting waiting to go? Is it like 13 or 14 right now?
Yeah.
That we are actually just sitting on at this point. We have like 14 in the lineup ready to go. Or they need to be edited, but 14 have been filmed waiting to be published.
And a handful more that are just right at the tip of our fingers now that we're probably going to get pretty soon also.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. There could be a month from now where we could, just increase that number even more.
I'll also tell you, if there was any doubt before, nobody does home gym tours like we do at this point. After this last round of them comes out, I'm like, no, we've fine-tuned some more things on the formula. We got a few other pieces of the puzzle that we've pieced together. And I'm confident that we're the home gym tour guys, and that's just the way that it is now.
Sure seems like it. I mean, I'll say I don't think we're bragging to say this, that there's just no one with more contacts and connections in the industry as far as our little circle goes than us. we've been doing this for 10 plus years. Like we get,
right.
10 plus years of lifting buddies, home gym buddies, strongman buddies, YouTube buddies. I mean, we've just been doing so many things for so long that we have all these people. And there might be some people with
Massenomics people that we've become buddies.
That's what I'm saying. Just the certified gym thing. Like we have it feels like this unlimited Rolodex of people that we can get in contact with. A vast network of individuals that are just available at any point in time if we need them to be, which is awesome.
Isn't it weird too that everyone's always nice?
Oh, we said that multiple times. Statistically, we should go to one of these and be like, oh God, that guy's a fucking weirdo. Like, that sucked. And that never happens. It never happens.
Every time we drive away and you're like, oh, great gym tour. That's like... It's like and now every single one we leave, we're like, oh, that's going to be a good one too.
And it's not even just that. It's like, oh, what a cool guy. Just so nice. Like that's usually the takeaway. And like people are now starting to present us with varieties of sparkling water, food, snacks, like meme-worthy items. Like people almost arrive with like a gift basket for us damn near at this point.
Right.
And it's so fun.
It's really cool. And we do have like an endless supply of them too.
I know.
Like, it's like,
well, as long as people are going to stay interested and keep supporting what we'll do, and we'll keep doing it.
Yes. All right.
Even if it takes us a week to finally figure out what the hell's going on in our lives again after we get back. So we land in Sioux Falls then, this whole thing wrapping it up. 11?
11. Right around 11, I think.
And you got to hit the road and drive 3 hours back to Aberdeen.
Yeah, I got to the Dean. Pulled up at my house at the Dean just before 2 a.m. And my God, was I tired.
Was that hard staying awake towards the end?
It wasn't towards the end. It was about in the middle.
Really?
There was a stretch from Watertown to Summit that I wasn't even sleeping. I wasn't like, in danger of falling asleep. I literally was just going insane from sleep deprivation, I think, where I'm just like,
and there's also,
I'm like, I don't like, I'm actively looking with my eyes peeled and I'm like, I just see lights and blurs and it was freaking 2001 Space Odyssey.
That's the problem though.
Like, what am I even like? I'm like, is that car 5 feet in front of me or 5 miles in front of me?
That's the problem.
Like,
there's
having those thoughts.
There's nothing to look at. You might go once you get past Brookings at that time of night. You might go 45 minutes and not see a single car on your side of the interstate, and you might only have 1 or 2 go by on the other side. Like there's just nothing to look at.
I did pop a Zyn in. I have my one package of Zyns. I actually didn't even buy them. Adam from the gym gave them to me well over a year
pretty
ago
old at this point.
It's just my emergency. I don't even know if they have.
Probably not good anymore.
I don't know if they even have any efficacy left in them. And they're only 2 milligram, which I think is about the smallest, the lightest dose one you can get. But I put that in, and I don't think it did a thing. And maybe it doesn't have any juice left in it.
Probably too old.
Yeah, but I'm like, it definitely did not help me at that point.
Should have had some horse stall mad ammonia ready to go.
That's actually not a terrible idea, because that's almost what you need. It's just a pure shock to the system.
To be kicked in the face while you're driving.
Yeah, and what happened is I did get a little jolt. Like nothing bad happened, but I just had one of those moments where I'm like, oh, there's a car, and like it scared me. It was way far away, but it just scared the shit out of me. Because I just had this moment where I was like looking at it and not realizing what it was. And then I realized it was a car. And then I was like, it just really, really scared me. And then I'm like, had this
little adrenaline brought you back to life.
Adrenaline rush for the rest, that got me through the rest of the time.
Yeah.
But there was like a 30-minute stretch in there where I'm like, I am going insane from this trip. Yeah. And it wasn't just because it was late that night. It was because it was like the 4th
night of driving until after midnight.
Like we'd be driving and sometimes you're like, the lines are all just so blurry.
Or they all the dotted lines are turned into solid lines. Like everything's not making any. That's what I kept telling you. I'm like, hey, everything's converging. Like while I'm trying to stay awake. Yeah. Keep you company. I'm like, oh, the dash lines, the solid lines. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I can't focus.
Doesn't it remind you kind of like of 2001 Space Odyssey?
It's just a mix of just lines and light sensations.
Yeah.
A lot to process.
But made it back, and now we're back in the saddle and ready for the next one when it happens. And we it's looking like we're targeting the next one, but it's kind of a secret as of now. So stay tuned. Really, I mean, we're targeting like the next 3. We've got ideas. We've got a lot of ideas of future stuff.
Just like I said, we've got no shortage of ideas. No shortage of ideas for stuff to do.
I would say if you like what we got going on between YouTube, the podcast, I suppose Instagram, comment, everything else, make sure you become a supporting member if you're not already. Like if you enjoy the stuff, the supporting member, we talked about it with many people that we visited too, like how important the supporting membership program is to Massenomics. It is mostly what keeps Massenomics going at this point is the supporting membership program. The certified training facility program. So check that out. If you haven't, go look at the map, get yourself on the map. If you want us to do a home gym tour, you can DM me, and I'm not against you DMing us or emailing us and letting us know that. But I'll tell you, the first thing I check when I get those is, are they a certified training facility? Are they a supporting member? If both of those are no, the chances of us doing your gym tour are almost 0.
I'll just say this. You better have done something very noteworthy in the strength and fitness space if you want us to show up to your house. If you're if you're not one of those, like you better have a name that people recognize, because we've had options to go to other places, and ultimately we say no, we want to go to certified training facilities. That's what we're
supporting members.
Yeah,
like
they get
support
it.
What we're
they
doing.
know what's going on here.
Yep. So that's your first homework. If you want one, like be those things too. Then you reach out and you have both of those, and we can get to your area. There's a pretty high likelihood where, there's not a guarantee that we certainly weren't able to do ones on this trip that we wanted to that were in the area, but some of those places, it won't be our last time ever in those areas either, just because there's so many places within there. But we literally couldn't have packed another one into that. There would be actually impossible.
Yeah, the showmanship would have went downhill a lot.
So certified training facility. The last thing is we do talk about a lot of equipment in all these gym tours. We do some equipment reviews as well, and we've added a lot of affiliate and discount codes, and those are all on our affiliate page. Click through those, even if it's Amazon, Rep Fitness, Bells of Steel, Rogue.
I mean, just to give you an idea here, if you're like, oh, affiliates, like what type of affiliates do you guys have? Or what type of codes? Yeah, it's the usual sponsors, of course, that you hear on the podcast, but there's Rogue Fitness, Rep Fitness, PRX, Bells of Steel, Temple of Gains, Freedom Fitness, Amazon. I mean, pretty much anywhere you would need to get equipment for your gym, we got a code for it. So don't be afraid to use that. It definitely helps us out keeping this whole thing going.
And our newest sponsor of the podcast, EliteFTS. Check them out at EliteFTS.com. When we're on this tour, but I saw the EliteFTS SS yoke bar like 7 times. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Waffle Iron Jim had 2 of them.
He did. One set up for
JM press bar. JM presses.
I love that.
So you can use discount code MASS10 at EliteFTS.com. It'll save you 10% on most stuff they have there, like their bands and wrist wraps and knee wraps. Even when that stuff's on sale like it is now at 40% off, you can still stack code MASS10. It'll save you 10% off. Also check out Table Talk. Obviously, our episode will probably pop up there someday. Until then, just check out the other ones. He's got good guests all the time. So MASS10, EliteFTS.com.
This episode is also brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. They're the go-to plates. We saw a few Strength Co. plates on this trip we were on, Tanner. Do you remember those? Brandon had a
good stash
pretty
of them there.
Extensive collection of them. Probably actually the biggest collection we've ever seen of them outside of the Massenomics Gym. Yeah. And that's a guy that only has the good stuff. And when it came to plates, he decided, the good stuff, it's the Strength Co. plates. Yep. They are the go-to plates of Massenomics Gym, Tommy's Home Gym, and Basement Brandon's Home Gym. And they're the go-to plates for a reason. They're smooth yet easy to grip. They're E-coated, and they are made to last a lifetime. If you want to get a pair of plates, or a set of plates, I should say, head on over to thestrength.co, and you can get yours today. Thank you, Strength Co.
I guess we missed it earlier, but the title topic this week was touring New England's best home gyms, something to that effect, right?
Yeah, if you made it this far and you couldn't figure that out, there you go.
Is Buffalo New England?
Well, was it when we were talking to Chris? And he's like, you guys are in Buffalo. As far as I'm concerned, that's just the Midwest.
Right.
It is a ways
We're calling
out there.
it New England at least for the case of our tour.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll group them all together.
We do have several other things on the list, but I'm wondering, do we just save all that stuff for
I
next
think
week?
so. Yeah.
Let's save all that. We got a lot to table, so we can get to that next week. Next week's already shaping up to be jam-packed the way it's looking.
It is.
Okay. Tommy, anything else we need to cover this week then at all?
I mean, we definitely forgot something, but
We forgot something.
that gets for the most part, gets it across.
Yeah, thanks everyone that makes the tours possible, that supports in any way and helps make these trips possible for Massenomics. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me. You can find me in the Dean. You can follow me at Tanner_Baird, but most importantly, just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
And go watch those YouTube videos. See ya.